Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So from today we will see a math function in PHP with syntax and small example. Here list of math function available in PHP. Some of math function we will cover in this session, and after next session we will cover remaining math function. So here our next function is ABS. After executing this function, it will return absolute value, that means positive value of a number. Here we will pass parameter as a float, then it will return value float. Here if we pass a integer value, then it will return integer value as a absolute value. Here is syntax. Here ABS function we will pass a number and it will return number as a return value. Here is the syntax. Here ABS function we will pass 3.3. So it will return 3.3 as a output. Here ABS function we will pass minus 33. So it will return positive 33 as a output. Here ABS function we will pass minus 3.3. So it will return positive 3.3 as a output. Here ABS function we will pass 33, so it will return 33 as a output. Here our next function is cell. So this function is return the next highest integer value by rounding up value. Here is the syntax. Here cell function require one parameter number. Here is example. Here cell function we will pass 4.3, so it will return 5. Because it will give a next up value. So 4.3 next nearest up value is 5. Here we will pass 9.999. So it will give a 10 as a output. Here we will pass minus 3.14. So it will give output as a minus 3. Here our next function is floor function. So this function is return next lowest integer value by rounding down value. Here syntax is floor function require one parameter number. Here example is floor function we will pass 0.60. So it will give down value as a 0. Here floor function we will pass 4.3. So it will give down value, that means it give 4. Here we will pass minus 5.9. So it will give minus 6. Here floor function we will pass 9.999. So it will give 9 as a output. Here our next function is round. This function is round your floating point number. Here round function require 3 parameter. First is number. So number is requirement field. It is specify the value to be round. Here next is precision. This is optional value. It is specify the number of decimal digit to be round to here. Default value is 0. Here next is mode. So mode is optional field. It is specify a constant to be a specify the rounding mode. Here rounding mode we will pass PHP round half up, half down, half even and half odd. This kind of value we will pass in mode. Here is the example. Here round function we will pass 3.4. So it will give rounded value as a 3. Here we will pass 3.6. So 6 is greater than 5. So it will give a 4 as a output. Here we will pass 3.5. So it will give 4. Here we will pass 0.45 and here precision is 2. That means after pointing we will display 2 numbers. So after point it will display 2 number as a output. Here our next function is f mode. Here this function is return floating point reminder of division of a argument. Here f mode function require 2 argument x and y. Both field are requirement field. Here x is specify dividend and y is specify a divisor. Here is the example. Here we will declare 2 variable x and y. X value is 8 and y value is 3. Here we will use f mod function and we will pass 8 and 3. So here reminder is 2. So output is a 2. Here our next function is mean function. So this function is find a lowest value. Here two syntax is available. Here mean function and we will pass a value. Value 1, value 2, value 3, value n. Here we will also pass as a array. Here is the example. Here mean function we will pass 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So it will give a minimum value. So output is a 2. Here we will pass array. So 44, 16, 81 and 12. So output is a 12 because 12 is the minimum number out of your other array member. Here our next function is max function. So this function is find a highest value among all number. Here max function have a two syntax. First syntax indicate that we will pass a one by one value like value 1, value 2, value 3, value up to n. Here we will pass also as a array. So max function we will pass array value. Here is the example. Here max function and we will pass value. Here 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So max value is 10. Here we will pass array as a value. So array value is 44, 16, 81 and 12. So out of all value, maximum value is 81. Here our next function is POW. So this function is written x raised to power y. Here is the syntax. Here power function required two value x and y. Here is the example. Here power function we will pass 2 and 2. So 2 raised to 2 that means 4. Here power function we will pass two value 2 and 3. So 2 raised to 3 that means 8. So ultimately this function is written power. Here power of x raised to y. So thank you everyone. I hope you have understand some math function available in PHP. Thank you everyone.